So we'd already done the quote, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make this into a new matter. And in fact, what I'm going to do with this is create a new sale matter and a purchase matter. And then effectively as well, I'm going to link the two. So you'll see what happens at the moment. So I'll open up the quote, and I've got in here that I've got the client in there, and I've got a little section here to create a conveyancing case. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to update that screen and create the conveyancing case. Now this, in fact, I'm going to ask if I want to create a live client file, so I'm going to say yes. So I've got this one created. Then I'm going to simply close that off and allow the system now to update itself, where a new file has been created with the 001 designation. And I'll just close that off. Then in effect, I've got the fact that I've got the clients. I'm going to set the contact address there. And I've got my conveyancing matter that's been set up. And I've now got a second matter that has been set up. This is, in this instance, this is actually the sale. So I'll just OK that. So in the meantime, I'll just set the contact address. And then immediately what's happened here is that I've now got the case details screen that's come up. So just to go through this, you see before that we set the fee earner above, and now there is a corresponding supervisor. All of this is automatically set according to the fee earner. Then I've got the matter type, which is the new workflow. We pulled through the introducer on that. And then here you can see the matter description, the sale of 1 High Street, the fact that it's linked back to the client quote, which is at the bottom there. And then I've got the quote reference. So I'll just OK that because that's all done. Property being sold has all populated through with the address and also the sale price. I might have additional information here, say if I'd got other developers, etc. for that. So I'm just going to OK that. I'm going to load in here a buyer. So in this instance, I'm just showing it as John Buyer. I'll leave the actual address for that at the moment, just that I haven't got the details. So now we come into the section of the linking of the matter. So there is no linked purchase for this matter. Do you want to create a linked matter now? So you'll notice that we had the matter references before, but I'll click yes that I do want to create a linked matter. So you'll see here that automatically the number has appeared in there. Now I can either use that reference or I could in fact link it to something else, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to check that through. It gives me a check as to whether I want to proceed. So the linked matter is now set as matter 001. So all of that was done automatically for me in my file opening. So I've now got the related purchase matter, and on the next screens I'm going to actually be adding details now on the purchase. So here I'm going to add in Mr. John Seller, and I'll just leave that blank at the moment. So it's calculated the amount of stamp duty. Do I want to use this? Yes. I've got the property being sold, the details of that, which has all come back in again with this purchase price. And also, if, say, I ticked things like a buy-to-let or first-time buyer for stamp duty, land tax, that would have been applicable on there. So again, I'm just going to OK that. This matter was created from a quote. Do I want to leave the legal fees as quoted? Yes, I do. And it comes in then with specific wording for the client care letter that will go out, and I'll say yes, that's good. And approximate time scale 10 to 12 weeks. I'll leave it as that. And now the system goes ahead and starts to generate the client care information. This is a number of documents that then come up. You'll see here that in fact, if I just highlight that a little bit, you'll see that all of this has come through specific to the fee earner with direct dial numbers, etc. Then I've got my length of time, and then here I've actually got the firm's charges in respect of the sale, which reflects exactly what I put in to the actual quote itself. If I, yeah, because I'm just checking through that, it's all good. Then if in effect I've got the details of the purchase, whereby I've got the fees that have come through, which is exactly as my quote, the supplement for new build, my £100 that I put in for my test additional, and then an overall VAT calculation at the bottom. Obviously there as well at the top you can see that I've done the auto check with that. So you'll notice there that all of the other charges like the land registry registration fee, etc., have all pulled through into the client care guide. And then of course there's the normal sections there. So I'll just get rid of that one. Then I've got the client instruction form that comes through, and this is actually modified in effect to say, well, we're dealing both with a sale and a purchase, and so there are additional boxes, etc., that appear on that. And then in the background you can see the property forms that are being done, the TA6 and the TA10. Of course, if this was a leasehold, then I'd also be having the TA7. So I've got that there is a single client on this matter, but it just asks me whether I want the joint ownership form anyway, and I'll say yes, I do. And then of course this will now load up into the history on this matter, and then I'll show you a couple of things in a moment for it. I then have the covering letter that's set for the actual branch address, etc., and it's dealing with my sale and with my purchase. I'll just then close that off, return back to the main screen. So we've now got the, first of all, we've got that the matter has been linked up to the purchase and who in fact did that. I've then got my client care guide, my property instruction form, which as you can see here is set for both the sale and indeed the purchase. The respective property information forms, I tick for the joint ownership form, and then the letter to client confirming instructions. Then here what's actually happened is, as you can see in the matter, I've got the fact that it's now linked to this, which I'll go through in a little bit more detail in the next video. But you can see here on progress, it's actually showing that I've done my client care letter. So I've effectively done this stage of the transaction. So interestingly now, if we go and we take a look at the tasks that are to be done on this matter, because we've already done the client care, we're now waiting for the memo of sale to be received. We might need to chase the client sort of in a week's time for the client care forms, etc. And we'll be waiting in a week's time for the forms to be returned from the client. So interestingly now, when we go back and we take a look at the linked matter, which will just allow me to bounce straight to it, and we look at the progress on that, then you can see that that client care form has been done, but it's not yet been returned. So this has effectively updated the purchase for me automatically. And then when I look at tasks to be done, I'm now waiting for these 4 tasks to move this related matter forward. So we've got everything updated through the sale, hence the linking of the matters. And next I'll go through each of these actual workflows.